Welcome to Smack This, the unofficial Godsmack podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Humphrey, where I talk all things Godsmack. This is episode 19. I'm calling it the Avalon because that's what we're going to be talking about. This week in Godsmack news, the band has been posting more pictures from the European tour and some videos, backstage stuff, which I think is great. It's some of it's really funny to watch. So if you hadn't seen those, check those out. Uh, Also, a couple of days ago, the band announced a kind of like a contest, Celebrate Rocktober contest on their social media. Uh, you enter to win, and what you win is a Godsmack prize pack. Um, I'm really not sure what's in the prize pack. They haven't really said. Just says some cool stuff. So it's free. I mean, why not? I've entered in it a bunch. There's ways to enter multiple times. So yeah, go check it out and enter to win it. So yeah, good luck out there. That's it on Godsmack news this week. Like I said, episode 19. It's Sully Erna's very first solo album. We're talking about Avalon. Um, so let's go a little bit of timeline and some history and facts on this thing. This album took Sully 7 years to complete, from 2002 to 2009. It was recorded at Serenity Studios in Hollywood, California. And this part I thought was very interesting because I never really noticed it on the liner notes until I started putting this podcast or this episode together. Andrew Mudrock is back. He helped co-produce Godsmack, the debut album, and he helped co-produce the second Godsmack album, Awake. So he mixed this album. I thought that was kind of cool to see that Sully brought him in for this project. It was produced by Sully by himself. The people who helped record this album, there's a couple of familiar names on this. The first one is Lisa Geyer. She helped sing on the track Hollow on Godsmack 4. She also helped sing on the song The Departed on the Oracle album if you got the deluxe set, which had the bonus songs. Um, Irina Chakova is on this as well. She's on cello, and she plays on cello on the song Something Different on 1,000 Horsepower album. And she also plays on the song Under Your Scars, which is on When Legends Rise album. There's a guy by the name of Tim Thurlt, and if I butchered your last name, Tim, I'm sorry. He's on guitar. Chris Takedo is on keyboards. Niall Gregory is on drums. Chris Lester plays on acoustic guitars. And of course, you got Sully Erna. Not only does he sing on the album, but he plays some piano, acoustic guitars, and drums. It was released on Republic Records. Uh, they released, well, Sully, I should say, released two singles off of this album, Sinner's Prayer, which got a video, and Eyes of a Child. The album was released on September the 14th, 2010. The album debuted at number 24. Uh, it's at least sold 14,000 copies. Um, I know that by putting this episode together. How much after that, I'm not really sure. Um, I know it sold 14,000 because that's what it says that it sold the first week that it was released. Uh, Further than that, I really don't know. I would say gold, but who knows really. If you know or can find out any more information about it, yeah, drop me a line, write me a comment. So that's the timeline and the history of this. So let's get to it. Let's go track by track. Sully Erna's Avalon. I really like this album cover, and I really dig the back. I like that a lot. Um, so let's go track by track. I'm rambling on. All right. So the album starts off with track number one. That's called Avalon. Starts off with this kind of howling of the wind kind of sound, and then this acoustic guitar and some bongos start playing. It's really cool. It's really different. I should stop right there for just 1 second. So if you're thinking that Sully's solo album, this one especially, is going to be like a Godsmack album, it's not. It's way different. I think that's what makes this solo album, and he's actually his second solo album, so interesting for me, because it's totally different than Godsmack. There are some hints of this here and there. Uh, to me, this album's more like a Serenity, uh, a little bit of kind of voodoo kind of vibe in it. Um, the Other Side EP, because that's basically what this album is. It's an acoustic album. So let's get back. All right, so Avalon. Um, so there's some bongos and some guitar playing, and then Sully starts singing. You hear Lisa kind of coming in the background. They match so good together. It's really good. I really like it. It's a great song, a great way to start the album. Kind of gets you in the mood of what this whole album's going to be like. Okay, track number two is 7 Years. Starts off with this ticking of a clock. It kind of reminds me of the song Asleep on the Other Side EP, where it has that ticking of the clock. So it kind of reminds me of that. Uh, then this guitar comes in, and then some keyboard playing, and then Sully starts to sing. It sounds so fantastic. It's just the way he meshed it together. It just sounds really good. Great lyrics. This is the roller coaster song. So it kind of goes up, it kind of comes down, and it goes back up. Uh, yeah, it's a fantastic song. Check that song out. 7 Years. Track number three is Broken Road. Starts off with some piano playing by Sully. Uh, he starts singing. It's really good. The lyrics are fantastic. This one's slow at first, I will say that, and then it sort of builds up. There's my notes, sorry. Then it builds up. This one's great. It's so good. I really like this song a lot. Um, Track number four is called Sinner's Prayer. It starts off with this really great drum beat. It's really good. And then there's some chanting by Sully and Lisa in it, and it's really good. It's kind of really catchy. Then Sully starts singing with some help with Lisa here and there. Uh, yeah, I really like this one a lot as well. It really builds up, and then it kind of winds down with that chanting that you hear at the beginning of the song. It's really good. It's called Sinner's Prayer. Check it out. Especially the video. You can really see that they're digging it. Track number five is called My Light. Starts off with an acoustic guitar. This one's really heartfelt. You can really hear it in the lyrics and the way Sully sings it. It's a really great track. He actually wrote this song for his daughter, Skylar. Uh, it's such a great song. Even has some hand claps in it to keep the beat. Yeah, I love this one, and with kids myself, I kind of hear it, you know, and I think of my kids as well. So yeah, this is really good. It's a really great song. I like it a lot. Um, let's see. Song number 6 is called "The Rise." It starts with this weird guitar playing. I really can't put my finger on what it actually sounds like. Um, then these bongos kind of start picking up, and you can hear that, and some keyboards. And then Lisa actually gets a lead on this one. She sounds so good. Her singing is fantastic. Um, then it has this little part in it in the song. It's kind of got like this orchestra kind of sound, but I'm pretty sure it's on the keyboards. But it still sounds really great. It sounds grand sounding. Um, it's so good. It's so good. Um, yeah, so check that one out as well. Uh, Track number 7 is called Until Then. Um, it starts off with the Arata on cello and Sully on piano. Sully starts singing. This one is fantastic. It's a ballad. It's a great ballad. I think this was really good. Um, it almost, to me, when I hear it, even a couple of days ago, when I listened to this album again, it kind of reminds me of it's almost kind of Under Your Scars, kind of like this might have been what he was setting to go for, and then Under Your Scars came out years later. But yeah, it's a great ballad. I really like this one a lot. Um, yeah, check that one out. That's a good song as well. There's a lot of great songs on this album. Uh, Track number 8 is The Departed. This one was on the Oracle bonus track if you got the deluxe, and it's also on this album as well. Starts off with that bass and then some strings and some bongos playing. Sully's singing and it's great. You hear little bit of Lisa here and there. It's very hypnotic. This is kind of the voodoo part of a song, I would say. Um, Great travel drumming in it. Yeah, it's a very great song. And then the way there's a break in it that has just acoustic guitar playing, and then it comes right back up. It's really good. I like it a lot as well. Track number 9 is "Eyes of a Child." This one starts with the acoustic guitar by Sully and some singing, and then it has some bongos in it. The lyrics are fantastic. The singing's fantastic. It's a good song. I really like this one as well. I've said that a lot on this episode, but yeah, this is a great solo album. I can't help it. Yeah, it. I like I said, I haven't listened to it in a while because I really like the second solo album better than I like this one. So when I get to that one, you'll really hear that a lot. All right, so and then the in the album is track number 10, and that song is called "In Through Time." Um, it starts with this kind of creepy sounding um, guitar lick. It's almost kind of Halloweenish kind of vibe to it. There's some cymbal playing and some keyboards. Um, some really strange singing in the middle of the song, where it sounds like Sully and Lisa are kind of dragging out lyrics or uh, words of a song. Yeah, it's kind of weird, and then it kind of stops, and then the music just keeps playing, and uh, and you almost hear like a thunder storm ahead or behind you. Yeah, it's a little weird on that part, but yeah, I wouldn't skip it. It's still a good song. All right, that's it. Track by track, all 10 tracks of Sully's Avalon album, his first solo album. So let's rate it. Not, or 1 out of 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. I'm actually going to give it a 9. Uh, yeah, it's a good album. I really like it a lot. Um, well, let's go least favorite song or songs on the album. You probably recognized it after I talked about it. In Through Time. Um, yeah, I'm not really a big fan of that one. It's not that I would skip it, but it's just not that. I don't know. You tell me if you like that song. Tell me why you like it. Uh, Favorite song or songs? I'm gonna go with Sinner's Prayer, My Light, The Rise, Until Then, and Broken Road. Um, yeah, so that's it. Homework this week. You rate the album. 1 out of 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. What's your favorite song or songs on this album? What's your least favorite song or songs on this album? Yeah, well, let me know. Write me a comment. Join in on the conversation. Um, Now, next week, episode 20. Can you believe that? 20 weeks of talking all things Godsmack. That's just incredible. Um, so, what I thought I would do next week on episode 20 is Halloween's coming up. Um, so, I thought I'd do a Halloween special where I would make a playlist of there's going to be some Godsmack songs, Halloween kind of theme songs. There's also going to be some other artists I would throw in, some other bands I would throw in on some songs. So, yeah, check that one out. I can't wait to do that one next week. Episode 20, the Halloween special. Um, so, if you know anybody that's a Godsmack fan that likes to talk about Godsmack, hear about Godsmack, send them this way. Tell them to type in Smack This, the Unofficial. It'll all pop up on Google, Firefox, whoever else there is. Um, you can go on YouTube as well. Tell them type in Smack This the Unofficial, and it'll all pop up. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next week, next Thursday. Every Thursday I drop a new episode. And yeah, that's it for this week. And you just got, wait for it, Godsmack.